Sure
you know, I guess it kind of stacks up. Like, can give me something like first-person shooter in and around this time that would have come close to comparing.
What were we playing at this time? Time Splitters?
CS. CS Source.
Yeah.
Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike.
Source.
Yeah, Counter-Strike.
Okay.
Counter-Strike
So
is amazing, though. So it's hard to compare it to Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Counter-Strike is a fantastic game.
Never played Counter-Strike, but I remember when I was playing...
Nice shot.
Would have... Battlefield 2? Would Battlefield 2 have been...
No.
Battlefield.
No.
Battlefield, like...
Battlefield, like, 19-something.
1942. That would have been
Probably
around the same
original.
time, right?
Yeah.
You see, I actually didn't have a PC that was powerful enough at the time to actually play that game. I went to a gaming cafe to play that game because I loved it so much.
That's awesome.
It's I don't know. Can we switch the graphics? Press your home button. See what happens.
Yeah, does that work? I forgot about that.
No, probably not. But
No,
that'd be nice to see, actually, to compare. How do I get off this gun? You know, Battlefield 1942 was sick, but it wouldn't have had the same. It was a different type of gameplay, but it was pretty epic because, like, I think you could still get 64 players on. Yeah, and like to me, that was epic.
You know,
when you saw that many people on the battlefield, and on top of it, you get to fly planes, you could drive tanks, you could do it. It was a pretty sick game.
Yeah.
So this not being able to kind of pair up to the whole 64-player multiplayer interaction, more, you know, this is like 4 guys on a couch that eat a lot of pizza kind of thing. I would say this would pale in comparison to Battlefield 1942, but still, like,
I think one of the big differences with the multiplayer that makes so many people respond to it is with games like Battlefield, Counter-Strike, and Call of Duty and whatnot. These are very tactical affairs, and you really have to be on point.
Yeah.
This game, particularly Halo 1, is kind of a big old monkey pile multiplayer, where it's just, okay, grab a gun and go for it. And there are some tactics to it, but it's not nearly as specific.
That's
as
very true. This is very it's very blunt and like GoldenEye, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just holy hell, where'd you get a minigun? You can take that thing off its stand?
Yeah, you can take the turd.
Thanks for telling me.
Well, the game told me. It would have told you too.
It didn't tell me because, oh my
Oh,
god.
Grub, you're dead.
Yes, I am.
So dead.
All I know is that someone has a minigun, and that's not fun.
So yeah, Josh, I'll...
Sorry, we keep getting off topic.
No, it's cool.
That's what everything's for.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I edit this video. God, I thought those were like lobbed grenades. They're just leaves.
So did I.
But yeah, I think it's hard to compare it by the sound of it. Where this is a very couch-centered, one-on-one, side-by-side kind of multiplayer thing. And yeah, to compare it to a 64 online multiplayer match, it's apples and oranges.
Well,
right?
but if you take a look at the size of this map,
yeah,
you could easily...
Well, you could have up to 16 characters, players, if you system linked like.
Well, with this isn't an original Halo 1 map, is it then?
I think it is, just with a fresh coat of paint.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
You could have lots of players. You just need lots of Xboxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All in the same room.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could just hook up your PC to the internet and 64 players.
Yeah.
No, it's a good game. I would.
The thing that I remember about the multiplayer from back then was Blood Gulch. The map.
Yeah,
Blood Gulch.
that was the big one, eh?
And I was looking for it here, and I don't see it on there.
Yeah.
They wouldn't put it on there? Why not?
I don't know.
Surprising.
Probably because it was pretty broken.
Oh.
It was like this giant, long
Killing
valley, and it took you had to take vehicles to get to the other side kind of thing.
There are all these nice sniper perches along these ridges of the valley, and it was a good map, but it had some real problems to it at the same time.
I like funnel maps. Yeah, that's really awesome because then you get a lot of combat.
Well, that's what I like, because I don't like running around a maze and occasionally running into a guy and gunning him down or getting gunned down and looking around and going, oh, all the action's over here. How do I get there, right? Yeah. I like open maps where I can see where the action is and I can make a plan to get myself there and affect the battle somehow. Because I mean, very clearly, I'm not good in the one-on-ones. Josh mentions he's a long-range kind of guy. I'm almost always in these kind of guys, the guy that's supporting, the guy that's doing something to support the other teammates somehow. Yeah, Halo doesn't really help, it doesn't really support that kind of gameplay, but back in the day, I would be surprised if it would have.
Yeah. Cool. So the last thing I want to pick up, because I think we tackled a whole bunch of topics that I had on here in other areas. From what you guys have experienced, Josh, you can weigh in on this too, because you've been playing the Anniversary Edition, and I'm pretty sure everybody else has kind of followed along with the series as well. Where do you see the Halo series innovating in this genre, be it the first-person shooter genre or the sci-fi action genre for video games? Where do you see it, or where would you like to see innovation spring from Halo?
Not in the movies.
Not in the movies. There's a TV series coming out.
Yeah, but that's more than a TV series, right? See, that's their innovation. This is supposed to be an interactive TV series.
Oh, good God.
With your Xbox. The way I take it, you might be playing Halo while you're watching a TV show in the TV show.
That sounds a lot like,
I'm just saying,
that's Captain Power. Remember that?
Yeah,
I had one of those.
In the year 2013,
you did.
My grandpa bought it for
right?
Christmas.
That's the best commercial.
And that being said, Captain Power was some cool stuff.
Captain Power was some cool stuff, but I mean, it seems like we're going, with a lot of media nowadays, you look at it, we're going back to 3D. Oh, we're back in 3D. And I watched a movie, which was awesome. I'm not knocking it, but I watched a movie where they had that Harryhausen kind of rocking in the chair kind of thing. We're back to that now in the movies, So to think of, we've got an interactive TV show where you could be playing Halo against the TV show, and
I don't know what they meant. But
when I hear
just hearing that, that's
TV
what I
show,
imagine.
I think of Mad Dog McCree. I think of space pirates. And who knows? Today's technology, maybe that would work better. To answer the question, I think the innovation for Halo specifically is I think they realized that. At this point now, I think they had something, and I think they realized that the market has changed. I think that a game like Halo, in its simplicity and its elegance and just doing everything really, really well, is a great showpiece for a launching console like the Xbox back in the day.
Yeah.
But I think the type of gamer that's going to play this kind of game is like Josh, where we have a lot of options, and Halo, you can't say it's better or worse than certain games, but it's much different than some games, and I think a lot of gamers are looking for a meatier experience.
Yeah.
That said, I think it's the franchise that has strength now. I think that they've taken enough time, they've created a world that people want to know more about. People read these books. There's a comic book. They play the games. People will be watching the show. People, and it permeates other parts of culture too. Like Red versus Blue is a good example of that. Right?
Yeah, very good example.
So I think the innovation is going to be in that Halo is going to be part of the public consciousness, the way Star Wars is a part of the public consciousness.
I feel like Halo was an innovation unto itself. I feel like Halo 2 was actually the bigger innovation.
Oh, absolutely.
They redefined multiplayer.
Yeah.
That was the first time that you could go into a game and you could go, okay, I want to play against other people. And that's all you had to tell the game, and it would find you other people that you could play against. I know it sounds crazy that's not the way it's always been, but that's the way it was for a long time.
Yeah,
if you wanted to play against other people, you had to go find them or know their IP address or know their username.
That's actually a very good point.
Matchmaking with Halo 2.
That's a very good point. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Even before Halo, PCs had their own matchmaking kind of stuff. There was software you could use, like GameSpy Arcade, that would help
meet
you
on
find,
a server or whatever.
Yeah, and you could find it. But Halo made that, took it to a new extreme. They put it as part of the engine, made it so easy to find matches that literally every other matchmaking, any other game that requires matchmaking service from that point on takes its cue from the way Bungie did it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It was far and away the best way of finding an online experience.
It's kind of funny. It reminds me of this documentary that I saw on Doom. The guys could play multiplayer Doom, but they were doing it over dial-up internet.
Oh.
I've done that. You have to go into DOS, you have to type in an IP address and connect your computers before going into the game.
We used to play
we
used to play Jedi Knight on dial-up.
Yes.
And the guys that were talking about them play back in the day I used to play Doom on my PC. They would like rack up like $95 phone bill.
Really?
Being
wow.
Like they got charged by the minute or something being on the internet.
Right.
So like
Doom was like 1994, right? So
Yeah.
Brutal.
it's come a long way.
Yeah.
yeah, things have come a long way.
That's worth
So
the Xbox Live.
in that vein, that's where I see that Bungie's innovated before. I don't see a reason that they're not going to do it again.
Well, except for the fact that Bungie isn't making the Halo games anymore.
That's true. That's correct.
That's true. Yep. Josh, being that you just kind of touched on this, but you are familiar with multiplayer, how it works, and you must have an opinion on like how certain franchises can innovate. Knowing that Halo is quite capable of doing certain innovations, what is some sort of innovation for the first-person shooter genre that you would like to see implemented, be it Halo or others?
Well, I like...
Josh actually wants to be able to kill a guy.
But he does it so well.
No, I think it's nice being able to choose your own servers, rent your own servers, create whatever kind of game type you want on those servers. Get clan-based servers are pretty cool. I think that's going in the right direction because if there's a map that nobody likes, they shouldn't have to be forced to play it. I don't know, for example, like a map that's full of glitches, because there are maps that get glitches, and then some more, like, I can't stand people that find these glitches, hide in a wall, you fire at the wall, and there's nothing you can do against it.
That ruins Splinter Cell Pandora tomorrow for me.
Wait. You, sir, are a walking contradiction. Because I remember you, back when you first started working with me, you would come in, and once we got talking about games, you were talking about you got into like the Battlefield 3 beta or something like that, and you found this magic spot.
Oh, okay, that was fun.
where you could deke beneath the map, and people would walk over top of you,
the beta
and you'd shoot them in the
was so
nuts.
messed up. You could fall off the edge of the map. You could do so many things. But there was this one spot that people couldn't see me if I laid down on the grass. I'm like,
Yeah.
let's just lay here for a little while. People just like stand right in front of me. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that was easy. I understand why people do it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't do that I wouldn't.
As a competitive angle, you see like
Oh,
there's no
it's
profit
cheating.
in it. Yeah.
It's plain and simple cheating. You're looking for a glitch to just waste. I see no fun in that.
Yeah.
Like it's fun to do it once for sure. Like
I despite my rage quit earlier, I don't have any problem in a fair match where somebody is outskilling me. Obviously that's the spirit of gameplay, and that's fine, right? But when people are taking, liberties,
This is nothing against you.
When
Don't take
people
it
are taking liberties with the game code and whatnot,
Yes.
that's when I start to get upset.
Autobot.
I played that. Daisy's a good example, absolutely. I played Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow back in the day, and that was after this game came out. And I played a lot of it, man. Like it was a vibrant, it was a good game, and there was a lot of people who were really into it. And then a handful of people discovered a bunch of glitches that allowed you to not only hide in walls, but move through walls into different areas of the level. And when the game is about hiding people who are trying not to be found, that's a game killer. Right.
That's like back when you'd play Battleship against your brother or sister, and they'd keep moving their battleships, and you'd never find like where the hits are or anything.
Well, I went on to Call of Duty World at War. You know, for like nostalgia's sake, because you put a lot of hours into that game, and you're like, oh, let's go for old time's sake. Let's play a multiplayer round, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm behind this guy, and you unload an entire clip into his back, and I'm like, what? He didn't die, and he just goes like this, and you see him go, and then it shows the kill cam. It's this guy's hands that look like this, and then this purple disc comes from him. And your body, like, literally, arms and legs just explode off of your body. And you're like, what was that?
My favorite game, Payday, has a pretty good glitch where if you know how to exploit this glitch, you can put as many bags of ammo and or health on the ground as you want.
Yeah.
Right? And whenever somebody starts doing that, they always think they're the biggest hero in the world for giving me unlimited heals. And I always just boot them right out of my game because you know what? That's not why I came in to play the game.
Yeah.
It's not fun to me to just nuke everything for the sake of nuking.
Yeah.
Why am I playing a game if there's no challenge to it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So I'll weigh in on this. One thing I would like, Halo, for all the reasons why I don't understand why this has become such a phenomenon, I have to give credit where credit is due, and I do recognize that they started a lot of trends that are amazing for shooters, for multiplayer games, what have you, for gaming in general. I mean, I don't necessarily understand why Halo 1 was the big success that it was, because I don't quite get it, but I'm thankful that it was, because it led to Halo 2, which brought the multiplayer component to home consoles in a big, big way, and then everybody wanted to get on board. That followed suit with Halo 3, which is, I think, the first time we actually saw an editing tool within the game, where you, as a player, can create and customize your own map that's playable by the community.
That's right. Cool. Yeah.
Which was great. And then I saw other games take advantage of that, and that's why we have games nowadays like Little Big Planet and Minecraft where you can do this creative mode because there was such a draw for it. Mm-hmm. So looking at those kind of innovations, it's kind of sad to see Bungie leave Halo. It's nice to know that they're not leaving gaming, that they're trying to do something huge with Destiny when it comes out.
Baby.
Yeah, there's so much going on there. We could do a whole show on the potential of Destiny. But with 343 Studios, they played it really safe. They reminded everybody, hey, we're the reason why multiplayer was big, and it's still super big fun in Halo 4. We've got the map editing tools with more things going on. We're innovating in story in ways that the other ones couldn't, so they're doing a lot of good. I just hope that this 343 Studios is a studio that will push themselves innovation-wise as much as they want to play it safe and reliable with the franchise. Otherwise, I am looking at Bungie going, okay, don't let me down. Show me how you're going to change the face. Because honest to God, I don't see innovation coming from, I don't see it coming from Battlefield. I do not see it coming from Call of Duty. Yeah. I don't see it from everybody else who's trying to beat those two franchises. It's got to come down to Bungie. So if they don't push it, I don't know how, well, maybe Valve. Maybe Valve will come around and they will do something extremely new and exciting. But I think it does lie with Bungie because they were the ones, for better or worse, that changed a lot of gameplay things for how it is today. What that will be, I don't know. One thing, I'll add this. Sorry to go on a rant here, but one thing that I really like that is actually going to show up in the new Call of Duty was something that I really liked about Mass Effect 2. And that was maps that... What's the word? What's the phrase? Interactive maps. Not interactive maps, but malleable maps. Not even malleable. There's a word and I'm going to kill myself for not remembering it. But I'll use the example. There was a mission in Mass Effect 2. You land on the ground. You're Shepard. You've got to rescue Tali. The kicker is you got to make it from point A to B. Now, you're on a planet that if you step in sunlight, it deteriorates your shields and it attacks your health. So you got to stay in what little shade is available to you. On top of that, you're being attacked by your enemies. So it's an environment that is out to get you as well as the other player. When the environment becomes part of the challenge of the whole thing, that is incredible, okay? Mm-hmm. I'm playing Starcraft 2 right now. And there was a mission where...
That's a very good example.
Yes, yeah. Starcraft 2, where I'm trying to get resources, make drones, send out my troops to recover, rescue people and everything, and lava comes up. Yeah, so you got to work against the environment as well as the Zerg and everything. Yep. Why is that not a staple in multiplayer games nowadays, especially for something like Call of Duty? It would be a no-brainer to have it that, like, I mean, yes, you can do the kill streaks and then you send in an ATV or something like that.
Well, look at Payday, where one of the missions, for example, revolves around you're trying to extract a sample of a virus from a patient in a hospital, and there's a plan A and a plan B.
Yep.
And plan A involves taking everybody in the hospital hostage, rooting through the patient's files, finding the guy, finding disguises, setting yourselves up as doctors and infiltrating the emergency ward, finding the guy and extracting the blood. Mm-hmm. If you fail any of that along the way, plan B initiates, where you basically have to, all the security doors close and you have to work your way through this map using alternate routes while holding out checkpoints and choke points, right? Yeah. So it's that sort of thing that's really that you're getting at, I think. And that's, I agree, like that makes the game really fun because you're always sort of like, you know, you're able, again, to formulate more than just one or two strategies for what you're working on. Yeah. You're also able to look back and go, well, if this happens, I can make these changes. And as sophisticated gamers, and I mean sophisticated in the sense that we've all been around the video game block a few times.
Many times. I've caught in a few diseases.
It's about giving us these new features and letting us, like, I think that's why all of us seem kind of about Halo. Like, it's fine, you know, because it is a fine game.
Yeah.
But it almost just sort of plays like a demo of a better game, you know?
And that's why I chose it, is because to me it just started a ball rolling that never really stopped in the game.
I will say I'm really, really glad to have gone back to it. I had a blast when I was playing by myself at home. I was like, I got my childhood back.
I couldn't believe how much fun I was having. I was like, this can't be 12 years old. This doesn't seem right to me. Yeah. Like watching a 12-year-old movie even, I'm like, like those special effects are kind of So for a video game to be able to hold up for me is something.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, I think that's...
Can I add one?
No! I was about to clock... No!
The original Halo, it was originally planned to have full multiplayer with Xbox Live. One of the creators said, no one will ever play that. It's not
really?
Fun little fact.
That's like that's like the first recording company that turned the Beatles away.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, that'll never fly.
Good.
I'm pretty sure that guy got fired.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Hope so.
Well, that is a great way to end this video. That's... Boom, you're the man. So now, I'm going to take 2 seconds here, and we'll come right back, and we're going to tell you what game is going to be our game of the month for next month. Okay, here's how we're going to do it. So, I've had a turn, you've had a turn, you two, rock, paper, scissors it.
That's exactly what I wanted to do. How did you know this?
Alright, so we're back, and we've chosen our game of the month. This month, it's going to be Cory's choice. Cory, what is the game we're going to be playing next month?
Don't starve, bitches!
Don't starve. Now, we've given this game away in the past, but we've never actually played it or discussed it as a group. So, we're going to be doing that.
We're going to be okay. We're not going to starve.
Oh, this is getting all kinds of weird now. So, look forward to Don't Starve next month on Game of the Month. And before we leave, I want to remind you, feel free to leave comments on Halo or Game of the Month suggestions in the comment section below. The best comment is going to win a copy of Bastion, and we'll be giving that away next month. If you like this video, like, favorite, share it with your friends on Facebook and Twitter. Subscribe. Where's the subscribe?
Hey, K7 won Wilkie.
Yeah.
You've won enough prizes. Get some friends to come in and win some prizes.
You want to win another prize? Get us more subscribers.
Start another YouTube account. Comment.
Exactly.
We love you, Wilkie.
I'll never know.
Wilkie, we love you.
Yes, we do. And he is a Josh fanboy. He said hello and goodbye to you when you left last time from the last Game of the Month, when you had to leave early.
Yeah.
He wrote in the comments, bye, Josh. See you next time.
That deserves me to mail you.
You should deserve it.
You deserve a cookie.
It's a trap. Trap.
So yes, subscribe to the channel. Send your friends messages to check out this channel as well. We put out new videos every Monday and Friday, and we shall all see you next time on Deep Seeded Geek. Take care.